a little bit under par, if you will, for the body of work they've had all season long. A little bit of inconsistency and inaccurate passing, as we saw last week, missing receivers such as Zylstra multiple times and not zone read, a little bit more of the RPO, where Minnesota State's just going to come downhill, pull a backside guard a lot of the time.
I really like this look that Minnesota State is showing, because they don't do this a lot, and that's not have a running back in the backfield, and it's just an empty set, as the tight end number 86, Tyler.
Tarleton catches a break there. Could have been an easy free play.
And one of those guys that we will talk about here in a minute, as the handoff goes to Gunn as he bursts through and gets the first down for Minnesota State.
Showing a little toughness as they were able to grind out 2 first downs.
And Schlichty receiving some pressure will hurl one up to Zylstra, and that is incomplete. Covered All-Americans here at Minnesota State, as he's lined up to the bottom screen, the bottom side of your screen here against Devin Haffer. And Schlichty's going to look his way for the second consecutive time, as it's 3rd down and 10 here for Minnesota State. Schlichty looking for Justin Arnold, and it was a miscommunication as Schlichty and
that both teams are going to try to minimize all day today.
One of the key players here for Tarleton State is he's lined up on the far side on the defensive end, and that's number 10, Gary Moore. And here's the handoff to Gunn.
Work all season Tarleton has at stopping the run, and right now Minnesota State doing a great job in the middle of creating some creases and giving Nate Gunn some good room to run.
Gunn finding a hole, bursting out, and that's a nice shoestring tackle. Rush defense, and that's a stat that is completely and utterly staggering, as they've only allowed a -1 rushing yard, as Gunn bounces it to the outside and is brought down by number 4
in the front A. But so far Minnesota State blowing out their chest and showing they're not afraid of that stat.
And I think it has to do something with the play of that man right there that got the
that in many different formations that they're throwing at him so far today.
Arnold demanded motion. McCowell look a little pressure as he hypes it for the end zone, and that is.
You got to hope that we can connect on some of these shots downfield, because if you get stuck in the short passing game and just running the ball, makes it really easy for teams to tee off on you.
And Gunn has his number called.
We'll see how that goes. See if they get him moving more side to side with some stretch runs here.
As Gunn slipped a little bit but regained his.
We'll see how that plays out here going forward. I'm sure it's not the softest of ground.
And this is a big early 3rd down conversion here, as that's a nice tackle, but it won't be in.
The dial up there at that point in time, as you've been running the ball downhill, a little play action, get him moving side to side. And
here's Taramina as he sees his
health-wise after tearing his knee in this gets in what kind of comfort level he has.
Schlichty looking for Zylstra, and Zylstra's trying to dips under 150. And Taramina is back in the game, and it's kind of so real to see him, and he's just a football player as they look for a screen. And
man comes on late in the field.
And here's Gunn for the 2nd consecutive play as he falls forward for again for the 2nd time already in this ball game. We see Minnesota State has an empty backfield. McCowell looking for Arnold. He's got to complete for a 1st down.
And one of the players with no shirts on early in the game. I don't know if they're trying to prove something or it really doesn't bother them, but this weather may have a factor.
As McCowell looks for Jay Edwards, and he put a pop on throw. And that went for a gain of nothing in 2nd down and 10. And here's the handoff to Gunn as he slips it, which is, I believe, Tuesday of this upcoming week. And it won't be paid by the taxpayers. It's just going to look like it's going to be injury, which is something that is completely and utterly astonishing, as they were only looking to get him back for the championship round. As Gunn things last year that we should probably bring up is Gunn is the handoff, and he bounces it, and Gary Moore is the first to bring him down.
And not allowing a lot of second chance yards by the ball carriers for the Mavericks.
As it's third down, and here's Gunn, as he's got some running room, and he's being chasing 10 at the opponent 25. Handoff to Taramina as he bursts through.
Scoring position here on this drive.
Jordan, you're talking about hot chocolate and coffee, am I right?
Right, maybe mix it with something else, but that's and the ball comes out.
And that's a fumble by Gunn, as that was put to a little bit of something to go off of.
Yeah, and the quarter we mentioned at the beginning of this game, good job creating some breathing communications of these players, of the quarterbacks and these wide receivers, and not connecting like they were early on.
As Gunn for the second consecutive
in the passing category here, and they're really taking advantage of it so far.
Well, it all had to be that 174 passing yards had a lot.
Your own 10, especially going into the wind in this weather, as I believe we're going to have a false start here.
And it looked to be on give the Maverick or the Minnesota State 5 yards as the handoff is to Gunn as he goes forward. It looks like a gain of 2, and he's brought down, and that was number 93, Big Kevin Williams, as he was a big guy, but he got a lot of hand jabbing and stuff at the line, as Akawa will take it, as he eludes, and as Akawa will get the draw yet again, as he's stuffed right away by number 5, EJ Speed.
Yeah, Jerry, but struggling once they get down into scoring range here.
As here is Gunn as he bounces off a lineman and falls forward for a gain.
Here for the Tarleton defense.
And it seems like Gunn is not used to not having those holes open for him, as Akawa looks for Justin Arnold, and their
receivers as a whole have not necessarily done the greatest job of getting separation here, as these Tarleton defenders have been very tight coverage so far. Looks like number 95 is lined up in the neutral zone, but nonetheless, ref is not going to throw the flag, as I was looking right down the line.
And Schlichty had his pass. Schlichty throw this year, as that was a dime of a throw, and that was just right into the hands, and it was just a little bit of a drop there by Zylstra. And here's Schlichty as he drops back to pass. Steps up in the pocket looking to run as he's flushed out by Gary Moore and company, but brought down by...
We have the strong trust in this wicked win of Bedarski. Expect to see the team stay on the field here.
And that's a nice block by Gunn.
With 30 seconds left in the first half.
And they're knocking on the door at the goal line. Here's Ryan Schlichty as he's flushed out by Gary Moore, and he'll just throw that one.
Situation.
And the clock does show 23 seconds left remaining here as they hand it off to Gunn. Gunn goes up the middle and is brought down as they're playing a little bit conservative, as he's brought 0 timeouts for Tarleton State. Schlichty, the design quarterback run, and he's brought down by... Probably got to try a pass here with so many seconds remaining, as you just want to stop the clock and just in case to get Benarski, as he drops back and it's underthrown and picked off by EJ.
They're getting a little bit predictable here, and when first down comes, they go right to that power.
As Akawa has all day to throw, but he's hit by EJ Speed, and the ball's up in the air. Winter and an experience so far here that could be absolutely unmatched.
Yeah, this is tough weather, and regardless of how cold one may feel, it's just you can't do all the same game and can't really get much going.
As this wind continues to whip around the snow, the handoff is to Gunn as he goes at quarterback for Minnesota State. And it's a design QB run as Schlichty heads up the middle and goes forward and gains. Minnesota State's offensive line has done a tremendous job against Tarleton State's, as the handoff is there to, and I believe that is, and Schlichty here on 2nd down and 7, hands it off to Gunn. Gunn falls forward and he's brought down. Whether you could say excitement is this is our first big snowfall, as we're projected to get 6 to 8 inches here in Mankato, as that run by Taramina.
The best. So both teams kind of in uncharted territory, if you will, in terms of this weather. But right now, seems like Minnesota State has.
At the end of the season, at the beginning of the season, you saw Gunn, Taramina, Pribble would get his fair share of knocks and carries. And then you get Taramina, who would have himself about 10.
I decided to make a good play, if you will.
And more confusion on the defensive side for Tarleton State, as that's a nice run there by Gunn as he looked to break something. But in there,
8 points now, and if this is an empty drive, it's going to get mightily tough to come back in this one. We're going to dial up here as we're in the pistol formation.
As the play clock got to 3 before Schlichty decided to snap it.
First down.
A nice, careful cut there. The play clock and the game clock. As here's Schlichty in the pistol formation. And here's Gunn as he tries to bounce outside, but that's a nice tackle by number 4. And here's the design quarterback run, as that's a nice cut by Schlichty and a nice block by Zilch. Way too well to not go for this, in my opinion.
And they definitely got it. First down.
And they do in fact get it. And that's a nice rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
It's on the ground like this.
As Schlichty does stumble as he's looking to get outside, and he just slips and falls, and he is fell on by Tyrell Thompson. Markers to go off of right now. So we're going to do our best judgment here as the handoff is to Gunn, and he gets the first down and then some. As they,
that's something you would expect to see in a quarterback stat line, but given where we're at and what the conditions are, that is quite impressive as they have outgained them. Oh, big play by Tarleton there.
A big you have so much faith in your defense, but you're also showing a lot of faith in your offense here to get this done when you have all these weapons. But do you try a little crossing route? What do you think here, Jordan?
Don't know. They are running the slant, and
it's a fade to Zilch.
Coming off that last touchdown drive.
And here's the handoff to Gunn as he goes forward for a gain of 2, and he's brought down by none other than number 92, Jordan Phillips.
Yeah, their main need the staff is not going to want you to do there 27 more times.
As Gunn pushes some people over, and he's got himself a first down.
Because of the footing. Yeah, they just can't move and excel as quick as they were. And that really plays into the big size over.
Phillips is number 44, Tavares Owens. And Schlichty on the quarterback keeper.
Being at the midfield stripe, it may still be 4-down territory again.
They are inside the Tarleton territory as EJ Speed gets around that edge to bring down Gunn, and that is what defense does, as they forced Minnesota State last drive to punt after coming off that big 12-minute drive.
Let's see what happens here.
As Gunn slips, the handoff to Gunn as he goes forward and gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage, maybe just short.
Minnesota State needs to take a little page out of the book of Tarleton and do exactly this. PI, no flag, and the flag.
And the flag comes in late as Devin Hafford will get flagged here.
Making sure you definitely got the call instead of leaving it up to chance.
And here's Schlichty back to pass. He's got Arnold with some separation, and Arnold slowed up just a bit. As it
hits him right in the breadbasket.
And here's Schlichty as they're going to go with the quarterback run. As that's a nice block by Gunn, but the huge overtime.
And that's all you can ask for is a chance, really.
As Schlichty's got some time looking for Arnold at the 24-yard line for Minnesota State. Gunn gets the handoff.
Oh, go Gunn, go baby.
Gunn.
Oh my God, oh my God.
And he is loose down the sideline. Here's Nate Gunn as he's in business.
28 yards on the ground for the Maverick offense.
And here is another handoff to Justin Taramina. He's wrapped up and thrown down the aggressive.
I probably wouldn't want to try to block him at this point in my life.
What? You're talking about you're in some great shape.
Oh, I want to go that far.
Oh my God. Has got Arnold, but way overthrows his receiver, yet it's also connected.
Right.
A lot of them.
Absolutely.
And he's given himself some time, and it's just remarkable what his.
That's a hold on Nissen.
And here is Schlichty as he gets the first down and then some. And he's whipped out of bounds. But leg encasing Minarski from this distance. You have no problem with it as they're inside the 15 and they're looking for Shane Zylstra again. As it's just
to the big time receiver.
and the handoff is to Gunn. Bounces it back outside. He's got a block from Schlichting.